Hello and welcome to Gullah Chat. I'm Donna Pazant, your host for this little interview, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Scott Gibbs. Scott Gibbs is the entertainment chair, and he is a board member for the original Gullah Festival of South Carolina. Scott, give a wave to the people.
Hello, everyone.
We are getting so close to this festival, and as promised,
Yes.
I'm trying to interview some people so we can give some information about what you can expect. So I have Mr. Gibbs here so he could tell us about some of the workshops that will be offered this year. Now, as we said
Yeah.
in the previous interview, the workshops will all be held in something we call the Gullah Village. It is a part of the
Mhm.
park. It's on the inside of the park. So now, Scott, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I want to say that we're so excited to offer the workshops, and by the way the ticket sales are going, it seems like everybody's starting to get so interested in those workshops. And so I just want to take an opportunity to share what the workshops that will be available for people to purchase tickets on. So we will have what we call the Gullah Shake Array musical instrument workshop. And I'm hoping I'm going to get an opportunity to be a part of that. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I need a shaker ray. So that's then we'll have what we call the Gullah Geechee quilt making. We'll have the West African doll making workshop. And that's for adults, but we're really focusing on that for the young children to come in and make some dolls that they can remember for a lifetime once they do that at that workshop. And the ever popular sweetgrass basket weaving workshop. So we're excited about that. And then we had a new one this year added, crocheting.
Mhm.
And it's what we call a gullah twist to crocheting. So we're happy about those particular workshops. And in addition to those workshops, Donna, we also, because of the Revolutionary War anniversary, the 250th, we have some artisans that's going to be coming and offering workshops as well. So we'll have an indigo artist. We'll have the woodwork and um, found or work woodworker found object artist, the Heritage Rice Farmers Workshop, and a blacksmith workshop. So those are some additional ones that we're having as a result of this anniversary. Adding these particular workshops in. So there are lots of choices, lots of opportunities for these workshops. And they all begin on Friday through Sunday.
Yes, and you mentioned Friday. Now, Friday is a day that we focus on we focus on everyone who comes, but
Yes.
it's the day that we kind of highlight the kids, the young
Yes.
people, and the vendor market. So tell us a little bit about that focus.
Yes, and thank you so much for that. So we invite our local schools every year to come and be a part of this celebration, and also to learn about the Gullah culture and the Gullah history. So what we do is we solicit those performing groups that are in the schools, and we ask them to come and perform during the day on that Friday. And so we get to see drummers, we get to see dancers, choirs. They have all of this going on in the schools, which I'm happy to hear that we're still doing the arts in the schools. So they're going to get to perform and show their talents on that Friday. And so, in addition to that, we have what we call the Kitty Village that they're going to be also able to take part in, which is connected to the Gullah Village.
And that's always so exciting. I'm an educator, so I love to see young people
Yes, ma'am.
involved.
Yeah,
And so many of them come out that day and they just have an awesome time. Uh,
exactly.
that's Friday. So now going into Friday evening,
Okay,
all white.
Friday evening is the all white attire. We calling it a Gullah Caribbean. I don't know where that came from, but Gullah
Okay.
Caribbean. That's something we
Okay.
created. To come out where we have the dancing. We want to ask you to come and dress in your finest white attire. We'll have dancing. We'll have food. We also have a comedian to come out and make you laugh a little bit. And also we will have the band Fresh Vibe band that will be providing our music along with our local DJ Sissy the Entertainer.
Awesome. So,
Yes.
speaking of entertainers and entertainment, I can't have the entertainment chair on here and not ask about some of the entertainment. So, what can the people look forward to? Not everything, but just give us a little sprinkle of what
Exactly.
to look forward.
Exactly. And I'm gonna because I do want you to go to our website because that's where all the detailed information is. So, but I just want to share that we will have African dance. We will have storytelling. We will have vocalists. We'll have some of our local bands. We'll have, and we're saying local, but we're talking about, our connecting counties, and so we'll be getting artists from all over the place. We're also going to have some authors that's going to share some information from Sierra Leone, West Africa. So we're going to have all of that going on. Our main event on Saturday is going to be our concert, which begins, I think, in the evening around 7-ish. So we will have one of those bands where they'll perform for us, and we'll be dancing and having a good time with that. And for the first time this year on Sunday, we will have a Sunday concert as well in the evening. So we're looking forward to that. The Army band, we usually have the Marine Corps band, but this year we're going to have a band from the Army, and they're going to be playing jazz and blues. And so we're looking forward to that. So it's a lot going on. So come on down, come on down.
Guys, that was a surprise for me. Because look,
Yes,
I've mentioned before that we're all volunteers, so we're all working respectively in our areas so that we
yes,
get the festival ready for you. So sometimes, I might get a little surprise, like from entertainment, like, oh, the Army band is coming. And then like I tell them how many vendors we have. They're like, oh, that's how many vendors are coming.
right.
Because we all, we're just putting this thing together to try to make it happen. And we all
Indeed.
know it's next week, so these details are
Yes.
getting finalized as we speak. Everybody's
Yeah.
working on something. But he did mention the website, so just so you can have it in your mental headspace, originalgullafestival.org. That is the website, originalgullafestival.org, and you can get all of your information there. There's information on the homepage, information on the vendors
Yes.
page, entertainment page, tickets page, and just kind of follow us up. You should follow us on our social media platforms so you could just keep abreast of what is happening and see who's coming. Because I've been posting, about the entertainers, the vendors, and now I'll be posting
Yes.
workshops.
Yes.
So that should be interesting. But just so you guys can understand that there's so much taking place during that weekend. Someone emailed and asked if there was a flyer for the weekend, and I said, no, there's a video flyer
Hmm.
on the website, but there's so much happening that it's too much
Right.
to put in a flyer. There's too much detail necessary. However, one thing I do want to add, usually when people hear concerts, they think of a cost. It's free.
Ah, yes.
Yes, the concert is a part of what we're offering during the festival weekend. So when we say park entry is free, once you are inside the park, all of the entertainment that takes place on the stage is free. You are not paying for a concert on Saturday night. You're not paying for a concert on Sunday. You are just going to the park and you're going to just enjoy the.
Exactly.
The only thing there's a cost for are the workshops and the white
Yeah,
all white attire party.
correct. Hmm.
And so, yes, just a reminder, the festival dates are May 23rd through the 25th. So we start on the Friday through Saturday. And we did have an Alimu program. I'm not sure if that space is all filled up by now, but if it is,
Yeah.
you could still check because the Alimu is a special excursion that we're offering for educators and journalists on Thursday. the one day before the festival actually starts. But if it's full now, you could try again next year, but you can still go to the website and just see what we're offering. And maybe
Right.
it's something to think about for next year. But
Yeah.
yeah, also speaking of Thursday, and well, it's kind of entertainment related. If you come into town early on Thursday, Pearly Sue and the Gullah Kim folk are
Exactly.
a play a presentation on Thursday. They're doing one on Saturday as a part of the Gullah Festival weekend, but they're doing an
Mhm.
early show on Thursday. Would you like to say a little something about that?
Well, and I'm glad you did because I was gonna mention that because being a part of that, I would feel remiss not to mention that.
Uh-huh.
And plus, I'm one of the singers, so you'll get to hear me sing. So that's worth the ticket in itself. I'm just joking.
You know you meant it.
Just joking, but yeah. So just like Donna shared on Thursday at 7, we'll be putting on a performance there, and then Saturday at 3. So you have two opportunities. I to come in and participate in that particular event. So yeah.
Yes, and that information is also on the website.
Hmm.
Where the tickets will, you can see where the event is, the times, and that's another thing. Like when it comes to scheduling, you really need to take a look at the schedule that's there so you can see where or not where, but when you want to do some of these things. So
Hmm.
look at the entertainment, you could see when you want to schedule a tour. If you want to do a workshop,
Okay.
you can see when you want to schedule a workshop. There's Lest We Forget, which is another part of the festival that's offsite, but that's a walk-through museum. So you look at the times that's open and
Yes.
kind of plan your day. Like you really do have to plan. I know it's like a vacation for some people, but you really kind of do need to plan ahead. Any tickets
Hmm.
that can be purchased online, you should purchase them because especially that all white attire party, I can promise you what's going to happen. Today is what, Friday?
Yes.
Party is next Friday. By Tuesday, these tickets are going to start flying because people
Right.
are finalizing their travel plans and looking at the schedule and getting their day together. And so I would highly
Mhm.
recommend getting those tickets because once it sells out, the park isn't, it can't
Yeah,
sell
and then last year, just to add to that, last year we had to add tables and chairs, because it was going so fast, the tickets, and so go ahead and get your tickets now early, and we'll have an excellent time there. Excellent time there.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
Scott, I think we covered everything.
Well, we did. I just wanted to say this, and as a shout out to you in reference, like I shared with you, in reference to the website, you rock. You rock.
Oh, I try. It's a labor of love. Trust me.
Thank you, thank you. It's awesome. It's awesome.
You guys can also help by following us on our social media platforms, especially Instagram and Facebook. Follow, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're adding videos slowly but surely. But as I mentioned before in another video, we're all volunteers. So a lot of us are still working every day and we're doing things like to the best of our ability just to make this festival happen for you. So for those of you who'll be traveling, flying by, flying, coming by train, car, however you're coming. We pray for your safe travels and
Indeed.
see you next weekend at the Gullah Festival.
Yes. And this is our 40th.
It is.
Celebrating
It
40
is.
years.
It is. That is awesome. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
God is so good. He is so
Yes.
good. So listen, until we come back to our next Gullah chat, just think about all of that. All right. Be blessed.